1. What did God use as a sign of his covenant with Abraham in Genesis? A. A rainbow. B. Circumcision. C. Sacrifice of animals. D. A burning bush. Right answer is B. Circumcision. The sign of God's covenant with Abraham was circumcision. Genesis chapter 17 verse 11. And you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you. 2. What was the name of the city that God destroyed because of its wickedness in Genesis? A. Sodom. B. Gomorrah. C. Jericho. D. Nineveh. Right answer is A. Sodom. Sodom and Gomorrah were the cities destroyed by God because of their wickedness. Genesis chapter 19 verses 24 to 25. Then the Lord rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. So he overthrew those cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. 3. Who was chosen by God to build an ark and save his family and 2 of every kind of animal from the flood in Genesis? A. Abraham. B. Noah. C. Moses. D. David. Right answer is B. Noah. Noah was chosen by God to build an ark and save his family and 2 of every kind of animal from the flood. Genesis chapter 6 verses 13 to 14. And God said to Noah, The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark. 4. What did God promise to never again do after the flood in Genesis? A. Send a drought. B. Send a famine. C. Destroy the earth by a flood. D. Allow sin to go unpunished. Right answer is C. Destroy the earth by a flood. God promised to never again destroy the earth by a flood after the one during Noah's time. Genesis chapter 9 verse 11. Thus I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood. Never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. 5. What was the significance of the covenant God made with Abraham regarding his descendants? A. They would be a great nation. B. They would possess the promised land. C. They would be a blessing to all nations. D. All of the above. Right answer is D. All of the above. The covenant God made with Abraham included the promise that his descendants would be a great nation, possess the promised land, and be a blessing to all nations. Genesis chapter 12 verses 2 to 3. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great. 6. Who was the younger son of Isaac and Rebekah in Genesis? A. Esau. B. Jacob. C. Ishmael. D. Abraham. Right answer is B. Jacob. The younger son of Isaac and Rebekah was Jacob. Genesis chapter 25 verse 26. Afterward his brother came out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, so his name was called Jacob. 7. What did Jacob ask for after wrestling with the angel in Genesis? A. Wealth. B. Blessing. C. Long life. D. Healing. Right answer is B. Blessing. After wrestling with the angel, Jacob asked for a blessing. Genesis chapter 32 verse 26, and he said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." But he said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." 8. Who betrayed Joseph to the Midianites, leading to Joseph being sold into slavery in Genesis? A. Judah. B. Reuben. C. Benjamin. D. Dan. Right answer is B. Reuben. Reuben did not betray Joseph to the Midianites. Instead, it was his other brothers who sold Joseph into slavery. Genesis chapter 37 verse 28. Then Midianite traders passed by. So the brothers pulled Joseph up and lifted him out of the pit, and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver. 9. What did Pharaoh's cupbearer forget after being restored to his position in Genesis? A. To thank Joseph. B. To mention Joseph to Pharaoh. C. To return Joseph's coat. D. To pay Joseph for his interpretation. Right answer is B. To mention Joseph to Pharaoh. Pharaoh's cupbearer forgot to mention Joseph to Pharaoh after being restored to his position. Genesis chapter 40 verse 23. Yet the chief butler did not remember Joseph, but forgot him. 10. What was the name of Abraham's nephew, who was rescued by Abraham when he was captured in Genesis? A. Lot. B. Nahor. C. Haran. D. Milcah. Right answer is A. Lot. Abraham's nephew, who was rescued by Abraham when he was captured, was named Lot. Genesis chapter 14 verse 16. So he brought back all the goods, and also brought back his brother Lot and his goods, as well as the women and the people. 11. What did God create on the fourth day of creation in Genesis? A. Land and vegetation. B. Light. C. Sun, moon, and stars. D. Animals. Right answer is C. Sun, moon, and stars. On the fourth day of creation, God created the sun, moon, and stars. Genesis chapter 1 verses 14 to 16. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years." 12. Who was the father of Ishmael in Genesis? A. Abraham. B. Isaac. C. Hagar. D. Pharaoh. Right answer is A. Abraham. Abraham was the father of Ishmael. Genesis chapter 16 verse 15. So Hagar bore Abram a son. And Abram named his son, whom Hagar bore, Ishmael. 13. What did God create on the second day of creation in Genesis? A. Land and vegetation. B. Light. C. Firmament, expanse, to separate waters. D. Sea creatures. Right answer is C. Firmament, expanse, to separate waters. On the second day of creation, God created the firmament, expanse, to separate the waters. Genesis chapter 1 verse 6-8. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." 14. Who was the father of the 12 sons who later became the heads of the tribes of Israel in Genesis? A. Abraham. B. Isaac. C. Jacob. D. Joseph. Right answer is C. Jacob. Jacob, also known as Israel, was the father of the 12 sons who later became the heads of the tribes of Israel. Genesis chapter 35 verse 22. These were the sons of Jacob who were born to him in Padan Aram. 15. What was the name of Abraham's wife in Genesis? A. Sarai. B. Hagar. C. Leah. D. Rachel. Right answer is A. Sarai. The name of Abraham's wife was initially Sarai. Genesis chapter 11 verse 29. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai. 16. What did God create on the sixth day of creation in Genesis? A. Land and vegetation. B. Light. C. Birds and fish. D. Man and land animals. Right answer is D. Man and land animals. On the sixth day of creation, God created man and land animals. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26-27. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness." 17. Who was the son of Abraham and Sarah, born miraculously in their old age in Genesis? A. Isaac. B. Ishmael. C. Jacob. D. Joseph. Right answer is A. Isaac. Isaac was the son of Abraham and Sarah, born miraculously in their old age. Genesis chapter 21 verse 2. For Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. 18. Who was the father of Lot in Genesis? A. Nahor. B. Abraham. C. Haran. D. Milcah. Right answer is C. Haran. Haran was the father of Lot. Genesis chapter 11 verse 27. This is the genealogy of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Haran begot Lot. 19. Who were the parents of Abraham in Genesis? A. Terah and Sarai. B. Nahor and Milcah. C. Haran and Hagar. D. Terah and Hagar. Right answer is D. Terah and Hagar. Terah was the father of Abraham. Genesis chapter 11 verse 26. Now Terah lived 70 years, and begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. 20. What did God create on the third day of creation in Genesis? A. Land and vegetation. B. Light. C. Sea creatures. D. Birds and fish. right answer is a land and vegetation. On the third day of creation, God created land and vegetation. Genesis chapter 1 verse 9-10. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." 21. Who was the father of Isaac, the son of promise, in Genesis? A. Abraham. B. Isaac. C. Jacob. D. Ishmael. Right answer is A. Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, the son of promise. Genesis chapter 17 verse 19. Then God said, "No, Sarah your wife shall bear you a son, and you shall call his name Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his descendants after him.